This program are not necessarily the views or opinions of WSDX,
Wait, how can I answer the phone?
advertisers, employees, or others. Leadership on WSDX at VIRadio.com.
Hi, this is Nemmy inviting you to tune in to WSDX 970 AM every Saturday, 7 a.m.
Oh,
to 8
Maxine is
a.m.
here.
with Mind, Body, and Soul.
Go.
You can join me with discussions on healthy living.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, Virgin Islands, St. Croix, St. Thomas, and St. John, and everyone else within the listening sound of my voice. Welcome to Mind, Body, and Soul with Nemmy Williams. I am Emanuela Perez Casillas, just sitting in this morning. I feel like I'm with my people this morning every time I come on Nemmy Show, because Nemmy Show has the early morning wakers, those of us who wake up at 5:30 and get what they started, right? That's us. That's who's listening this morning. And this morning we've got peoples in the building. We are talking everything from food to economics and entrepreneurship. So I'm really, really grateful to be in the seat. You know, we don't have a lot of time on this show, so we're gonna dive straight in. Maxine, I see you, sis. And I see the
See you too, beautiful.
Hey! Talk to me this morning. What's going on down there at the agricultural fairground beside the bright
Oh,
beauty of fruit
oh,
and vegetables on
oh.
the screen?
And you look so beautiful in a yellow, girl. I gotta take out my glasses so I can see you good. I love it. Morning, morning, morning. Morning, Mrs. Morris. You guys look so
Morning.
beautiful out there. Just like how the market is looking, you guys look bright and nice. This is what's happening on St. Croix, guys. I'm on St. Croix this morning here at the market. And I can't wait, I said St. Croix, and I can't wait to get to St. Thomas so I can show you what's going on over there too. It's coming, that time is near. So right now we're on the Rudolph Shelter Pond grounds and agriculture ground. And everything that you see that I show you here, I'm on the outside. We have separated our local farmers and producers here on the outside, and then we have put our local, our regional, our arts and crafts and all that good stuff on the inside of the building. So if you have not been to the market in a minute, you have to come to the market. There's no more questioning what you're getting or what you're buying. If you're on the outside, you're getting something that was Banya, Gronia, and St. Croix on the St. Croix market. So this morning, as you can see, all this beautiful stuff here, I'm going to call out some things for you guys. One of my favorite fruits in the wall. As you can see, they're here. I seen some on Miss Cornelia's table, and I'm seeing some on Honeyman's table. So you know what that means, and I'm on the outside, so you know what that means. It's locally grown Banya pineapple. Best, sweetest pineapple you could get. So guess what? We got breadfruits, eggplants, and as you can see, I'm just going to say this because before they're on my list, but I see all these mangoes, and we there in May, and I see these mangoes, all different kind. I can't even name them. I don't even know, but mangoes galore. I just know I'll be taking one of each kind of shape, different, look different, different color, different everything. So you guys, mango in season, we're supposed to eat what's in season. So we try to stay our best and do such. So if we could always eat what's in season, is a good thing. So let's keep going. Eggplants, papayas, cucumbers, collards, lots of collards, bok choy, lettuce, celery, big celery. As I come up on Honeyman's table, you'll see some nice big celery and chives and things like that. As you glance your eye, yes, that is jackfruit. Yes, we saw some over there too, but that is jackfruit. Jackfruit, and there's the pineapples I talked about sitting back there. So, celery, I told you, sweet potatoes, chives, parsley. Here's some of what I talked to you about. We got eggs, and don't forget we got duck eggs too. Morning mangoes. I told you lots and lots and lots. Fresh okra, guys. Could tell they were nicely picked this morning and well washed. Well washed and nice and clean. Thank you, Sister Sheba. And this Banya again food. We got turmeric too, guys. There's turmeric. And don't forget she has all kind of oils and stuff that she makes out of these same plants that we have here. She makes a lot of value-added products. She has some of the best rub. People call me all the time for rub, to rub the pain, rub the this, rub the that. And they're made out of these different herbs, and she could tell you all about them for everything that you need. So plantains, as you can see, lots of plantain, big plantain. We got banana, we got green fig, we got finger roll, you name it, we got it in plantain. We got cashews, star fruit, coconut. If you want coconut jelly, coconut water, dry coconut for baking needs, anything, we have it all right here. Kale, sweet, hot, seasoning, peppers, lots
Mm.
and lots and lots and lots of sweet, hot, whatever you desire. We have them in abundance. Or St. Louis Farm, Mr. Branham have it right here for you. And of course, all your plants and slips. You know, we encourage you to start a garden, grow something small. It don't have to be nothing big. Something small. Everything here is used to season up a pot. And you know, we all eating. So you get parsley, rosemary, thyme. You got everything here that you could start a little pot. You get basil, you got your bush tea. You got everything in some little pots. They start from like $4 for one. Ain't much to say to start something. So guys, start a little something. Put it by the window sill in the kitchen. Something. Start something and start to season up your food and check the local and the freshness when you do that. So, mommy apple, mommy sapote. We have sapodella also. Told you guys about those lovely pineapples, the tomatoes, the breadfruit. Also, we have ackee. Lots of ackee today, guys. Soursop. We have soursop. And Pomerac. I passed the Pomerac earlier by Miss Cornelia's table. Lots of Pomerac. Told you about the cashew. Don't mistake it for the Pomerac. These are cashews, guys. Man, look how big and nice they be. Cashews. This is a fruit. You're eating a fruit and you're roasting a nut and all in one, guys. We're going to survive in this place. I'm telling you, cashew.
Whoa.
Yes. Tambran. I don't know if I noticed any tambran on the table, but tambran is in season also. So, like I said, don't forget bush tea. We got bay leaf, lemongrass, mint. And don't forget our cane juice. Our pieces, and each and every Saturday at the Saturday market here on St. Croix. Don't forget the fisherman is out. He got dolphin and he got tuna. You could get your fresh fish also. He don't just come straight off the water. You could get everything here that you need at the Saturday market, guys. Come on down every Saturday, 4:30 in the a.m. to 2 o'clock in the p.m. On St. Croix and on St. Thomas. We have 4 o'clock in the a.m. to 4 o'clock in the p.m. every Saturday. And of course, don't forget if you're on the west side of St. Thomas, Poro Market every second and every last Sunday of every month. You could catch locally grown produce and value added products. You guys remember, get up, rise and shine, and come on down. We also have breakfast. You could get freshly baked bread, titi bread, butter bread, all that good stuff. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you guys. Gotta run. Love you guys. Have a blessed
Love you
weekend.
too, Max. Love you too. Listen,
Yes,
we
take
are,
care.
before you go though, I have to let you know you have hit the whole market of what we need to transition our food messaging into. Banya food. Max, you come up and out of the air. That is big business moves. When I heard that,
That's
I was
what's
like, I can
up.
say it on a t-shirt.
That's what's up.
It's branding. Banya food. And you know, Dr. Morris is
Okay.
here with us today to talk about business. So we're gonna get more into how those branding things work and where it's going to show up. So thank you, Max, because agriculture
Okay.
is a business.
Thank you,
And it's
sweetheart.
growing.
Mr.
Thank
Abraham is
you.
ringing me down.
Oh,
Love you guys.
love you, Billy. Love you.
From
All
one to the next, promoting my farmers. Love you, baby.
right, babes. So, audience, of course, we always encourage you to go out there and eat healthy. Mind, body, and soul is just about that. You know, making sure that your mind is healthy, your body is healthy, and strong bodies come from strong foods. And I love the fact that the agriculture department is grown so much inside of the food market. I remember when the market used to be in Lorraine and we'll be tight and stuck and packing or bad and all of these things. And now look at us. We have our foods separated by Banya food and export food and import food and fresh foods. I love that we're doing things. And she's right, we ain't gonna die here. Right, Pat? Dr. Morris, Dr. Pat Morris is here with us at Mind, Body, and Soul. If you can see her beautiful face online, please give her some love, a big Crujan hug up for her this morning. She's here to talk about the Community Impact Fund Business Summit. How are you?
Yes, good morning, and thank you so very much for having us on the show, and rise and shine, man, into all of the listeners, and that was a nice wake up that Maxine gave us there, and
Mhm.
yeah, I did come to talk about the Community Impact Fund and our upcoming business summit. But I also want to mention, since we just got that nice tour from Maxine, that the Community Impact Fund also has a farmers and fishers program that we are doing
Oh,
in partnership with the Agriculture Business Center at the Small Business Development Center there at UVI. So we just had a webinar last week to introduce and launch the program, and we're offering both capacity building and funding for farmers and fishers. The applications are up online and open. We've even gotten our first application already, so we're really excited about that. And I'll say a little bit more about it at the end, but I just wanted to throw it out there right away,
okay.
since we're in the
No.
Banya food
Frame,
space. I
frame it,
really love
frame it.
that.
Exactly. Dr. Morris, I'm new to this idea of what the community impact funds
Hmm.
this is. Can you help educate me and everybody else who doesn't know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So the Community Impact Fund was established in 2021 by the RT Park. And so, in fact, our full name is the RT Park Community Impact Fund. And the legislature had appropriated $5 million for business development that they gave to the RT Park to support, provide loans for businesses. And the RT Park had been talking for a couple of years before that about establishing a nonprofit. And so they established the Community Impact Fund, to implement the loan program. And some people may have heard about the Catalyst loan, and that the Catalyst Loan Fund is what the Community Impact Fund was implementing, since 2021 with that $5 million allocation. Last year, the Community Impact Fund received an additional $3.8 million from a donor, and as a result, hired staff for the Community Impact Fund. So I came on to be the executive director of the Community Impact Fund in September of 2025. So it has just been fantastic for me to be able to come back home, because I've been living overseas doing international development work for almost 30 years. I've worked in over 20 countries around the world, focusing on community and social development. And community and economic development. Run a couple of microfinance institutions in different countries. And so when the RT Park was Community Impact Fund was looking for an executive director, they were pleased, to get an application from Albania, Virgin Islander, to
Yes,
come home and
yes.
run, Albania institution, the
Uh-huh,
Community Impact
uh-huh.
Fund. So we are focused on providing capacity building and financing for local organizations, for entrepreneurs, for startups, for small businesses, for micro businesses, for vendors, for creatives and artisans, for nonprofit organizations. And some people may have heard a bit about us over the festival and carnival season, because we launched the Crucian Christmas Festival microloan program last
Yes.
year.
Oh,
And
so that's
we've
kind of what. Oh, I was wondering how those funds, like how these programs was evolving. I didn't realize that it was like so structured and supported through this
Through
larger
to the
I thought it
Community
was just
Impact
like
Fund.
a way
Yes,
that RT Park was trying to help expand the idea of carnival and funding it as a business, right? Because we know that people who participate in these troops and all of this stuff have it's a business,
exactly,
right? To get those costumes
exactly.
together, to run the ship, to be able to pay your vendors. So that's where I just thought it was like a small initiative, but this was the first effort of a bigger movement.
Exactly, exactly.
Oh,
And
you're
and
right.
the
I love
RT
when I
Park
hear these
itself,
things.
the RT Park itself is our anchor partner. But the RT Park Community Impact Fund is a separate 501c3 nonprofit organization. Yeah. So they're like our mother and father. They're our parents. They birthed the
Mhm.
organization. And the organization is grown up now, and we're still connected as we all are to our family.
Uh-huh.
But we have a separate mission from the larger mission that the RT Park has. Yeah,
No, I love
and
this.
separate programming. So we also then, as we had promised, decided to also do a microloan program, for carnival businesses. So we did that, and now we are in the process of beginning to do the microloan program for the St. John Emancipation Celebration. Right. So the applications for that are online, and folks can read all about it at www.CIFVI, right? CIF, like Community Impact Fund, www.cifvi.org.
You should put that in the chat too, Doctor.
Okay.
That's something that
And
I'm sure our listening audience would love to see and follow back up on, because this for me, I'm
it
always
says
concerned about
private chat though. Would everyone see it?
oh, that I don't know. Okay, maybe not. Put it in. Let's see if it'll
I
show
put
up
it
on
in
my
anyhow.
own. Okay.
Huh? What about comments? Will it do it if it's comments? Oh,
Yes,
yes, that's where it
yes,
is.
that's
Okay.
where it is.
It says
Yep.
join the chat. All right.
See all these new
Connect.
platforms for me.
Connect. All
I'm
right.
learning as we go. I'm learning as we go.
Verify it's you. Okay. I have to verify it's me. Yes,
Well, at least we
me.
know that there's some lines of protection inside of this
Yes,
platform. I'm happy for this. You know, all
exactly.
we
All
really
right.
going through is it.
Continue. Make sure you trust continue. Whoops, having trouble connecting my YouTube account.
Don't worry about it.
All right.
We'll figure it
But
out.
maybe you
Say it
can
again.
put it in. It's www.cifvi.org.
So the Community Impact Fund
So the
is
community, yes, go ahead.
so the Community Impact Fund is starting to host their second summit, right? It's
Yes, our
coming up
second
at the end
annual
of the month.
business summit is
Okay.
coming up. We're going to do it both on St. Croix and on St. Thomas. So on St. Croix, it will be Saturday, May 30th. And we start at 8, or there'll be refreshments. Program starts at 8:30 and it goes to 5. And then after that, we'll have a reception on until 7, where people can network and have some more munchies, that sort of thing. And then the following Saturday, June 6th, we will do the whole thing over again, for our friends in St. Thomas, and with the same timeline, from 8 to 7, including the reception. So it's a long packed pill day. On St. Croix, it will be held at the Great Hall on the UVI campus, and on St. Thomas, it will be held at the Innovation Center on the UVI campus. So we're really encouraging everyone to come out. And I will make, before I say a little bit more about what we'll be doing at the summit, I want to highlight our sponsors. We have some sponsors for the summit, and that includes, not surprisingly, our anchor partner, the RT Park. But we've also gotten, support from First Bank and from Merchants Commercial Bank in St. Thomas, which you may know is the only locally chartered bank in the Virgin Islands. They're a really great partner. The Department of Tourism, because of course the Department of Tourism has been our partner since we launched the festival's microloan program. So the Cruise and Christmas microloan program, the Thomas Carnival microloan, the St. John, and then the Johnson Law Firm.
I said, no, that relationship makes a lot of sense, tourism and the community impact, because a lot of our economy is based around tourism. So having
Exactly.
centered around the business and the industry and the way we grow it is vital. So I really love that. And I love, like I said, what you guys did with Festival. If you know, I love playing mass. So I understand the weight of the people who have to create that experience for us, right? And from trucks to water, it's a cost.
Exactly.
And so
Exactly. And very often they're not able to get.
People wanting to be. There was a time where people was like, I can't do parade no more because I can't afford it.
Exactly.
So we're going to keep people still being able to keep that culture alive so you don't die. I thought that was genius. I just didn't realize how big it was until I'm speaking to you now.
Fantastic. Thank you. We thought that it was a really good way for us to let the community know that we are here for the community. Our focus is on local businesses, and we want to get to the underserved part of the economy here in the Virgin Islands. And so that is a major commitment, for us.
Right.
We are. As Maxine was saying this morning, I guess that's the theme for today, right? We were locally born, and we are locally led. I'm a Crujan from Frederiksted. Our loan officer is a young, financial professional called Akeem Duran. He grew up in Williams Delight. He has his own, financial firm, Swift Capital, and he is, leading our loan program. And I always give him kudos because the Crujan Christmas Festival microloan program was his idea.
Oh.
And the minute he pitched it, I was like, I love it. Let's do it. And we just went full force with it because it so represents our vision and our mission for the Community Impact Fund, and that is to be here to provide access to credit for local entrepreneurs.
And Dr. Morris, I understand that that's a big mission for what you do, right? But the impact on Akeem's finger had to have been on the pulse of what was happening around our culture and the arguments or discussions we were having. Like people were saying the parade's getting smaller, the juve's getting smaller, not recognizing the cost was affecting the opportunity. So for the bottom line to have hit what the top line intended, that's genius. Because I do this work and I know sometimes our top line doesn't hit the bottom line with the same level of impact.
Exactly.
One of those, but it takes a level of leadership and insight. And to hear it come from, again, our own. You gotta have faith in who we are as a collective body because we got this. We've got this.
Exactly.
Tell me a little bit more about the access to this summit. So I know it's the second one. Of course, I missed the first one because I didn't realize you existed. Tell me, how do I get access to this? If I am an entrepreneur, I work in the Virgin Islands Housing Authority. Full disclosure, we are always working on economic mobility for our residents. And many of them have small businesses. They just don't function like a business. And we're trying to encourage them to get to that level. So if they wanted access to this, how would they get there? What would they do?
Yes. And let me say that the folks that you are talking about are the exact folks that we are inviting to come to the summit, and that the summit is designed for, right? And so the summit is going to focus on the programs that the Community Impact Fund has. You know, we have a Catalyst Fund, we have a VI Leap Fund, we have the microloans, we have the Farmers and Fishers Program. So you know, we want people to learn about those programs, you know, and what the requirements are. We have a capacity building program, you know, which provide grants so that if you are not loan ready, you apply for a loan with us, but you're not quite loan ready, and you might need to develop a business plan, or you might need to do a marketing plan, or you might need to get registered. You know, we have what we call impact partners that work with you, right, through the grant that we provide to help you to develop that capacity that you need to be able to be loan ready and to grow your business. So it's a very integrated approach. We're not just, you know, a silo where you come to us for money, but everything else you might need, you need to find somebody else to help you with that, you know, or you don't, and then things don't work out as well. We want, you know, our local businesses and entrepreneurs to be successful. So our conference is going to highlight our programs, and then the workshops that we're going to be doing are all going to be led by our impact partners, right? That will talk with things about credit, you know, marketing, about, you know, how to establish your business, you know, the whole, you know, line of things that you need to do. And we're separating the conference into 2 tracks, right? We're separating, and actually we might now do 3 tracks, but right now it's 2 tracks, and it's for those that are starting up or are really small, and is 1 track, and then those that are larger. And so the topics are going to be the same, you know, the marketing and whatnot, you know, what have you, but they will be at, you know, for the different levels as well, right? And so how do you sign up for the conference? We're encouraging everyone to go online at the www.cifvi.org, and you will see a tab that says Business Summit. You click on that. It tells you all about the summit and the different tracks. It provides a little outline of the program for the day, and then you can press a little button that says sign up now, or
reserve your spot.
Reserve your spot. I know I was saying.
As we speak, I'm looking at it like, oh yeah, yes, this is simple, easy,
reserve
and
your spot
at my fingertips.
Yes,
very,
yes.
very accessible.
And you can sign up there. So we're really encouraging folks, you know, to come out, because it is going to be worth taking a whole Saturday, you know, to get the foundation that you need so that you can take your business to the next level, whether you are at the idea stage, or, you know, you're you know, at the micro stage, and, you know, you're doing things every now and then, or you're more established and, you know, you want to get to the next level. You will get information on how the Community Impact Fund and our impact partners, you know, provide that support for you.
Dr. Morris, we have to go to a little bit of commercial break soon, but I don't want you to leave me. If you have time to stay with me and continue this conversation, I would be really grateful, because I'm interested in the next connecting part, which is, what does the day look like? You specifically talked about growing our businesses, and I'm interested in the way we grow our business as Virgin Islanders, right? Like, what makes it special is that it's given to us by us. It's designing businesses for the environment that we're in, not just designing businesses because it's a good business idea. Being able to design it, fund it, and make it operable within our community matters. And so if you stay with me, if you have time for me, a couple more minutes, and of course we'll take calls after 7:30.
Absolutely. Emanuela, I am here for you, and the Community Impact Fund is here for the Virgin Islands community. So we're with you.
Excellent, excellent. Jen, is this commercial time now? I know we break at 7:30. All right, so we're going to break, audience. When we come back, we're going to continue talking with Dr. Morris about building businesses and economies in the Virgin Islands through summits. Stick with us. You are listening to Mind, Body, and Soul with Nemmy Nemmy Williams.
Great.
We are back, and you are listening to Mind, Body, and Soul with Nemmy Jackson Williams. We are here with Dr. Pat Morris from the Community Impact Fund. And Dr. Morris, we've got a caller on the line. And so we're going to take this call and we're going to dive right back into the most healthiest wellness discussion I've had in a long time around our economics and the things that we have possible for our young entrepreneurs and new entrepreneurs. Hold on. Good morning. Welcome to Mind, Body, and Soul.
Good morning, Nemmy and company.
Good morning, Mr. Nibs.
Yes, I did not hear the market lady say anything about the big mini Cuba and St. Thomas. Did you hear of it?
No.
Okay, well, let me tell you what it was. I was leading it. A big tramp through the street. We voted for Nemmy. We voted for Nemmy.
How I missed the Fed. How I missed the Fed. Next time you gotta text me. I come in.
Yeah, what then? we didn't even have a permit, but the police have said, since it's Nemmy, I'll go ahead.
Keep it going. And you go, how are you this morning, Mr. Nibs? We're talking about
I am doing well, Emanuela.
Good. We're talking about economic opportunities this morning in the Virgin Islands. And you know, you're always pushing for VI led, VI ready. So the whole discussion this morning is around Banya.
Okay. Well, the economic thing, I would say, just succinctly, started from early. I started with a little company that I formed at the airport, washing cars, the taximan cars, rent a vehicles, when I was the age of 12. And I haven't stopped building companies until now when I'm about 80 years old. I invest a lot in startup companies.
And
Sadly, even though I have a couple of dollars on the street, pretty close to $250,000, I still ain't giving up because I have faith and trust in people. There are them and those that paid, them and those that don't want to pay. But yet and still, I am happy that I can start up local businesses. But let me say this quickly and go.
okay.
In Palm Beach County, I am happy to have been a part of three main things within the community. One, stopping the use of or limiting the use of cell phones in class, which increased the learning ability and focus of young black men. Number two was the homelessness business. Not finding, because the monies are there, applying for federal funds to build what is called small homes or little homes, particularly for veterans. Veterans have first priority in any program. And thirdly, the one was, and I did that one just this week. Where am I going to forget it? Oh, I talked about homelessness already. Talk about the school. Gee, it sort of slipped me, but I'll come back to it. So anyway, I'll continue to listen.
Okay, thank you so much. You made some good points, and Dr. Morris is going to tell us how this summit is going to help us look at these two areas of starting business and then, of course, the risk of business. Have a good
Sure.
What's the summit going to be?
May 30th.
On St. Croix, and then
And
June
what day on
6th
St.
and
Thomas,
St.
Dr. Morris?
June 6th on St. Thomas.
June 6th and St. Thomas.
Well, since I like the beach with my Crucian people, then it gave me enough time to swim to St. Croix.
Oh my goodness. Start early.
Okay.
All right. Dr.
Well,
Morris,
I wanted to, before I say a little bit more about the summit, I wanted to say that many years ago, I oversaw programs for an organization called Women for Women International. And we work with women survivors of conflict and war. And we always used to say that there's a businesswoman in every woman, right? And, since coming to the Community Impact Fund, I now say there's a business person in every Virgin Islander, and when we were in St. Thomas talking about the St. Thomas Carnival microloan program, the head of the division of festivals, Ian Turnbull, asked a question to the audience. He said, if I could give you $20,000 now, what would you do with it? And everyone in the room had 3 or 4 business ideas, not one, 3 or 4. There is a business person in every Virgin Islander,
Yes.
and we are here to support that.
Yes, I believe that's an ancestral spirit that lies in all of us in the Caribbean. That level of turning a dollar into 2, the idea of taking tamarind from a tree and turning it into a stew or a medicine, it's in all of us. You are absolutely right with that. But going back a little bit to the summit, he made a really good point, Mr. Nibbs. Mr. Nibbs said, one, he started when he was 12, right? So the seed was planted early, and the risk of going through the trials and errors of business wasn't something all win. Right? He talked about I take L's and I take W's in some areas. And then of course the idea of supporting startups, right? Like so now you become the investor in somebody else's ideas. Are we going to unfold some of that at the summit? Those 3 areas?
Yes, we will. We will be, looking at the whole journey, if you will, right? From idea, all the way to success. And in fact, we are going to have as our keynote speaker. I'm sorry, I just flew to Florida to see my mother last night. So it's all in the morning. But we have Mr. Steve Lowe, who established the what's it called, the online program that helps you, and service that helps you to develop your wills and your trust and your all of that protection that you need for yourself as an individual, but also for businesses. And he won the startup business competition that the RT Park had a few weeks ago, and got the $80,000 grand prize. So he will be our keynote speaker. Yeah, and he's going to really be talking about from idea to to success, right? For businesses. And he is a local Virgin Islander, that has startup. It's called Shield. I'm saying the wrong thing. I have it here. I'm going to look it up so that I give you the exact name of the business. But it is a local online business. It's all it's all done online, and he has a whole team of professionals. So they do a review of your situation and provide the advice and the products that you need to be able to protect your home, protect your family, protect your business. And so we're really excited about having him to be our keynote speaker. And like I said, the entire program that we do on St. Croix on the 30th will be replicated on St. Thomas on the 6th. So you don't necessarily have to swim over, right? Like the Carla was saying, we'll be on St. Croix, and then we'll be on St. Thomas.
I'm going to encourage as many people as possible to apply. I just finished my application within the 10 minutes we were sitting here. And I really love that you were asking questions on the application from basic. Are you interested in marketing? Where are you in your business right now, right? Like what is it specifically that you're looking for? And then you end with, and where you want to eat, right? Like I was like, oh, this is a good application. You took me on the journey of really thinking about what is it I'm looking for from this experience, right? I gave my information, what I'm looking for from this experience, what are my hopeful takeaways from this experience, and then what I'm going to eat. So I think you checked off all the boxes, and that's easy. So I'm definitely going to encourage a lot of people to apply. Is there a limit? Like, is there a 50 people limit? So I got to get it when I can get it.
We're set up on St. Croix for anywhere between 75 to 100 people. I think we got somewhere around that amount last year. That was before I joined the organization, but that's about how many people had signed up. In St. Thomas, we're looking more at like, we had around 50 last year. So we're going with that, for now, and we'll see, how the registrations go. And if we need to, if we're going to need more space or whatever. I do want people to know that the Community Impact Fund Annual Business Summit is free and open to the public, right? So you just go online and sign up. There isn't, a registration fee or anything like that. We are providing, all of this information and the contacts and networking that you will be able to get at the summit for free. You'll be able to connect with the Community Impact Fund staff, and our hotshot loan officer from Williams Delight, Hakeem will be there on the ground, for you to meet personally and share some ideas. And also, you will be able to sign up. Excuse me. You'll be able to sign up. I need some bush tea. You'll be able to sign up for one-on-one consultations, with our loan team, and you'll also be able to sign up for consultations with some of our impact partners as well, the attorney, the accountants, the bank, couple of our bank sponsors will be there, and they'll be encouraging folks to set up business accounts, with them, and we encourage that as well. And I do want to say that one of our sponsors is also the Small Business Development Center at UVI, and we are partnering with their subunit, which is the Agriculture Business Center on the Farmers and Fishers Loan Program that I mentioned. But the Small Business Development Center also provides, free service in terms of for entrepreneurs to develop a business plan. So, you might have an idea, you don't know where to go with it. They're there to help you develop that business plan. And then with the partnership that we have with them, then we can talk about how you then, get maybe some additional capacity building if you need that, to get you loan ready for loans that you would be able to receive from the Community Impact Fund.
One of the tabs that I had seen when I was applying, you asked about growth strategy. Right. And so when I saw that, I was like, oh, this is perfect. So it's not just if you're starting a business, right? You may be at that pivoting place in your business where you want to go from 50,000 a year to 100,000 a year. Or you might try to figure out, how do I expand my business from St. Croix to St. Thomas and St. John, right? Like there's growth expansion discussion inside of that summit too. So audience, I really want you to hear and really hear us clearly, because I don't want you to misinterpret what this experience is. This is not just for the beginners. This is not just for the middle. This is
exactly
to grow the Virgin Islands economy by looking at the businesses that we have now, currently existing and coming up, and figuring out how do you align and grow your business and leverage the investment that the government wants to have in your business. I hear it all the time. People are talking about, we need to start investing in small business. These are the means that we're trying to do it. Right. And the way we grow and develop this interest and this investment depends on who participates. So
precisely.
Listen, right. I get it, Doc. I am 100% listening to you, and all of the bells are going off in my head, because this is discussions that we have all the time, especially now that it's political season. Right. Oh, everybody wants to run and everybody wants to do, and they're like, oh, we need to do this and we need to do that. But we are doing some of this stuff, right? You're just not participating in the process. So it's not growing. Businesses, the Chamber of Commerce people who are starting businesses, the young people who are doing the braids and the hair and the lashes.
Exactly.
Come out on Saturday. This is a free educational opportunity for you to figure out, is the business I run in profitable? Where do I position it? And how do I grow it? All for free. I can't say it highly enough. And at the end of the whole application, what are you eating? I love it.
Fantastic. I think we need to hire you to be our marketing.
Talk to Eric. I know the RT team. That's a dynamic group of people over there that are moving and shifting. So like we're gambling on these investments.
Yes.
And the government perspective, because everybody's talking about what are the ways we're going to grow our economy. I want to know from somebody like you, because when you started, you told me about your international work. And I was like, oh, I cannot let you leave without segueing into one question before we wrap up. Are you thinking that we have industries that can realistically, that's the key word here, realistically help to build our economy in the global market? Because the world is shifting so much that I keep hearing global in my mind. And being over there, you understand. Are we in a position to even get into this new global market that's coming?
I think that we are. I think that we produce, even just in our households, right? A lot of the kind of products that people around the world are seeking to buy, right? But we haven't scaled up, right? We need to have more information in terms of understanding, what are the trade requirements. One of the last consulting work that I did was for a huge program that the now defunct U.S. Agency for International Development had funded, and it was the African Trade Initiative, right? And we were focusing on how do we get more women-owned businesses into this large initiative that was looking at increasing trade from Africa to the US. But they were also trying to find ways to connect the African diaspora in the US with businesses in Africa and vice versa. And there's a lot of opportunity there, but there is also a lot of information and learning that needs to happen in terms of us understanding, how international trade works. We have supported one of the local businesses that is really moving in to that area, that you all may be familiar with, because like his hot sauce is in my kitchen, Alvin's hot sauce,
Yeah.
And so, he is actually going to be on the opening plenary, and he's going to talk a little bit about the support that he's gotten from the Community Impact.
Wow, I didn't.
The support that he's, my mic was muted for a second.
Okay, okay.
The support that he's gotten from the Community Impact Fund. He's been both a recipient of our capacity building grant program and a recipient of our loan program. The larger loan, not the micro loan. And he is, part of his business plan has been to continue to expand export, to the Caribbean, to the States, as well. So, that is really an important piece of us being able to grow and to have that growth come from locals. A lot of I'm not being critical, but a lot of the focus on economic development for the Virgin Islands has been bringing in outside businesses that will have lots of jobs so that we can increase employment, which is an important goal and is part of the package for economic growth for the Virgin Islands. But another part of the package for economic growth for the Virgin Islands is building our local businesses, right? And having some of them being able to grow into large enterprises that would do, exports to the Caribbean, the US, and other places, far and flung. Is it doable? Absolutely. We have unique products that people are looking for. The million and one things we could do with Taman, the million and one things we could do with Soursop, the million and one things we could do with Noni. You know what I mean? And the ability to process and package products has become a lot simpler in 2026 than it was 30, 40 years ago, where you would have to have a huge factory, but here you can really do a very substantive, production that allows you to deal with demand in the Caribbean. And then as you grow, then you can get bigger and bigger, right? So that is quite possible. It is a wonderful vision for us to have. We keep talking about the need to be, more sustainable and given the fact that, practically everything that we buy and everything that we eat almost is imported, right? We need to ramp up our own local production, so that we can deal with, reduce our insecurity, right? But at the same time, increase, our profitability as well.
You're speaking such beautiful love language words to people like me, because I absolutely try my best to think on our Virgin Islands from that context a lot, right? just today you gave me some homework. Understand how we can trade internationally is important, because I do know that there's regulations and structures that's in place with our relationship with America that doesn't allow certain type of trade, right? But I also know we have new opportunity on the south side. So my brain now is trying to figure out and understand that market more. One more question, because we've got a caller on the line, and of course we're coming to the end of the day. How do we compete globally while protecting our local identity? Because we don't want to sell out to another flag. We want to try to build a self-sustaining Virgin Islands, right? Like we have our own cultural identity, but our own economic identity too. What was one good advice you would give us from your expertise?
I think that we really need to stick to whatever the secret sauce is for the products and services that we provide, right? So if we're talking about entertainment, we want to stick to the Quelbe. VI reggae is really big these days. The calypso, the soca that we produce here, and that have that special Virgin Islands beat and flair. And even as we go out, to really have that, because we can see, look at Bad Bunny, you know what I mean? His music is Puerto Rican music, it in Venezuelan, it in, Arabic, it in, you have, whatever it is, and people around the world are lapping it up. We have visitors who come to the Virgin Islands every year. They take their life savings to come for that 1 week experience of the Virgin Islands. That is our secret sauce. And one of the challenges, I did a lot of research on scaling up at one point, and the issue that you have sometimes when you are scaling up is that because you want to mass produce, right, you end up, losing some of the secret sauce.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Oh, we have a caller on the call.
Yeah.
It's a part of the culture here, Doc. I could sit on here and talk with you for hours straight and never get into this, but this is mind, body, and soul, and so we've got to take a call.
Yes.
Calls will not be answered.
Okay. Jen, it's not picking up. Good morning. Welcome to Mind, Body, and Soul.
Yeah, a very good program and very insightful.
Thank you.
I would just like to quickly say how my family built a multi-million-dollar empire, particularly in the British Virgin Islands, because of land ownership. Hundreds of acres of land that we allow the banks to leverage with us and give us loans to be one of the pioneers in native car dealerships, rental cars, radiator shafts, you name it. And it could be done. Other people could do it because, natives still own a lot of land. But quickly, let me just say what the third thing was that I've forgotten as far as education is concerned. Reducing vastly the truancy situation, the push out, the kick out, the drop out ratio, and have, let's say, whatever amount of thousands went into high school together, at least 80% of them should graduate 4 years afterwards. Not 60%, not 45%. We got to do better with keeping our children in school, increasing their focus and learning ability. Thanks again for the good show.
Oh, thank you too. You're absolutely right.
Great. I wanna just add that, in terms of the scaling up piece, that what I really want to say is that it is a choice, right? As you begin to scale up, you choose either to keep your secret sauce, which means that you probably grow a little bit slower, but then there are times when everything just blows up, because people want what you have, right? or you choose to like make more money so you water down this stuff, right? But the water down stuff doesn't last, and people are really looking more for quality now than just something. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I agree. I see the world shifting on that. You can see by what we're charging for certain things. Things that used to be immediate in your yard, so you're buying it now cost twice as much as it would in a big supermarket or in a store. So I absolutely understand that. Keep your secret sauce. Well, I feel like that's what we're gonna name Summit number 3. All right, if Summit number 3 is how we're gonna do this and keep our secret sauce, because
exactly.
More
loving it.
taglines here this morning. I am so grateful for the opportunity to speak with you, Dr. Morris. I am so happy that I got a chance to learn something new this morning, because the Community Impact Fund was not something on my radar. And sometimes we get into our little tunnel vision holes. I'm in education, I'm in housing, and I'm trying to maneuver those systems, forgetting about the economic probabilities and progressions and opportunities that we have, and that the government is also supporting. Investing in our own people is a big deal. And I was
exactly
to learn about how we are investing in our own people. This isn't just for one or two, right? The selected few. You have opened the doors and gave everybody an opportunity to advance themselves with a free summit in both districts on a Saturday, easy enrollment online, space available. If we need to grow, we will grow, and all of the best Virgin Island minds and business network that we could absolutely find. Don't miss the bus, people. This is the opportunity.
That's right.
Thank you so much. Thank you to you, the RT Park, and everyone else who's doing this great work in the Virgin Islands to increase our economic mobility and self-sustainability.
Thank you so very much. Join us again at the Community Impact Fund Business Summit, Saturday the 30th on St. Croix, and Saturday, June 6th on St. Thomas. And our keynote speaker will be Steve Lowe from Estate Shield.
Have a beautiful day, Virgin Islands. You were listening to Mind, Body, and Soul, and it's been an honor.
Same here. I mean, Emanuela, it has been a pleasure. Thank you for having us.
All right. Okay, John. Okay, what's up?